Tim Coleman. I'm 31 years old. I come from a middle-sized city called Kalamazoo in the state of Michigan in the United States of America. I've been in Beijing, China for nearly 8 years. That'll be 8 years in, I think, the end of September.
How do you maintain the same voice you use to dub over time for the same series?
Right. So usually it depends on the character, right? So for main character roles that are not villains, that are like good people, I'll usually just keep my own voice, except that I'll enunciate more, meaning I'll slow down my English. If not, if I have to maintain an evil, lower voice, then it's actually hard to maintain, right? It hurts my throat, but that's just part of being a voice actor, I guess.
You dubbed Jerome in Chinese Paradigm, Master Chasin in Chinese Paradigm 3,
right,
and Hans in Legend of Land-Tailed Fox.
Right.
Among the three characters, who do you enjoy dubbing the most?
So we have Jerome, Master Chasin, and Hans. And I think out of all three of those, it was very hard to choose, actually. So I chose Master Chasin just because I think every guy wants to be that sort of guy. Very dark, doesn't really talk too much, but he's fighting for what's good. Just kind of like a superhero, kind of like Batman. So I definitely enjoy dubbing him the most.
Okay, he is your idol, your dream.
Yeah, because I talk too much, usually. This is why I'm good at this job. So Master Chasin doesn't talk much, and I think I like that. I envy that. I wish I could just, not talk as much as I do.
Be cool as he is.
Exactly. I think every guy wants to be as cool as Master Chasin.
Okay.
Right.
When there is a scene where your character is angry, do you have to get someone to piss you off?
No. So I'm usually not that angry of a person, but sometimes I get frustrated. So in an angry scene, usually I'll try to think of things that have made me frustrated throughout the day. For example, maybe I missed the first bus going to work, or someone on the subway was crowding me or being too loud on their phone, right? Something that's very frustrating that happens every day or every other day. When I think of that stuff, I think maybe some of that frustration comes out, and that's how I get angry during our performance.
So this job is very good for your health.
Right, to
vent
to vent my anger, definitely.
Yes,
sometimes.
Yes, you can vent out your frustration through this job.
Exactly.
That's very good.
Right.
What's your favorite series or movies you ever dubbed?
Right. So since I've dubbed a whole bunch of TV series and movies and even some children's shows, I actually do like the children's shows, but my most favorite one is actually called Mazu, which was, I think I dubbed either a year or two ago, and I played two roles. I actually played two villains. One was the main villain, I think, and one was a henchman, like a very weird looking fish dude. Yeah, he was super goofy, and I thought that was actually more akin to how I am with my friends and stuff like that. So it was very compatible, I guess, with my personality. So. Okay,
so you like them.
Yeah.
You like being goofy.
Yeah, I like being goofy, but
around your friends.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, that's nice. When did you start dubbing? How did you get your dubbing job?
Right. So I think I started dubbing about 4 years ago, just about, maybe 3.5. And funnily enough, a friend of mine actually worked at StarTimes and knew me from another friend and said, "Hey, why don't you come over and try it out?" And she knew that I had done some acting in the past, and so she thought it'd be a good fit. And then I came here and I tested, and I got called back a couple times, but it wasn't until maybe 3 or 4 months later that I got called back regularly, and now I've been a regular cast member ever since.
So you were an actor before?
Yes, not in China, but when I was a kid, I used to do a lot of acting in small plays back home, and yeah, a lot. So yeah, that's.
I didn't know that.
Right, no. So I think I haven't acted since. Right, I stopped acting actually in high school. Well, actually, in college I stopped. I didn't really have the chance to. I was too busy studying. And then when I got here, I always wanted to do it. I always thought being an actor in China would be very interesting because I've heard some of the very funny stories of being a foreign actor in China, where you can, like, people will call you out by name, and like on the streets and stuff. It'd be very interesting. Though I think this is a very like more suitable job, I think, in terms of, yeah.
You're still acting through your voice.
Exactly, right. And I've gotten a little bit fatter over the years, so I don't know if what kind of roles I'd be doing on screen anyways.
Goofy ones.
Maybe probably goofy ones, exactly.
Okay. How long have you been in China? Can you speak Chinese?
Yes, I've been in China for 8 years, and I can speak some Chinese because my wife is Chinese, and I have to use Chinese to communicate with her sometimes.
Okay, so can you show us some Chinese?
Sure. 你可以大家光注功夫频道.
What
Just
does it mean?
means, hey everyone, please stay tuned to the Kung Fu channel.
Have you ever learned dubbing in your university?
No, I never took any dubbing classes, nothing. I learned it all at StarTimes, actually.
Wow.
Most of it, actually. So when I was younger, I took a couple of radio broadcasting classes. And so that helped me get familiar with some of the tools that we work with here. But all in all, everything I've learned at StarTimes, for sure.
Wow, StarTimes is a good university.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, probably better than my university education, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
When you started dubbing, did you like it?
Yeah, I loved it. That's why I kept going. So as time went on, it became easier and easier. At first, it was super, super hard, but I still liked the challenge. It's still challenging every time I come to work because it's a new show. There's a new character. You have to study up a bit on what their personality is. But I think getting into that character is something that I enjoy and I excel at. So I like it a lot.
Is there anything you want to say to our audience?
Keep watching the Kung Fu channel and keep fighting.